make sure that we're communicating throughout the district. Give me just 1 second. I have to turn my lights on. Okay. And we are also the liaison. If parents have an idea and they want to make sure that it follows public health and it following the guidelines of the district, that we can be the liaison between Mr. Rimmers or the district, and we can get answers for you. We are also in charge of collecting the RSVPs and making the seating chart. That'll be fun. And so the class tiles, a couple of years ago, when the class gift to the school was the 5th graders made tiles. And it turns out that we had enough clay, and a very generous Miss D and Miss Winter walked us through it, because some of us had never done clay before. So the good news is the 5th graders will have tiles that will be put up on the front of the school at the end of as their part of their gift. I know that was something that some parents had expressed to me, and I'm like, well, we can do it. Let's do it. So that doesn't mean that's the only gift that the 5th grade families can decide to give to the school. It's just saying that we have taken care of that. We have checked that box. So at least they'll have the tiles to give. Okay, so now why you're all here. So in the past, parents have taken on a whole breadth of responsibility for the promotion ceremonies. Part of the committee's job is to collect money to cover the costs of the decorations of the class gifts. And class gifts have usually been a gift to the school and any other gifts that parents might give at the end of the year. It's kind of lumped into one sum, so parents don't have to donate towards the promotion. And it's a donation. We can't require anybody to pay it, but a donation towards the promotion, and then have to worry about gifts for, the PE teacher or the office or whoever they choose to give gifts to. So usually the class gifts come into that one fell swoop. And I know that there are plenty of parents who this is not their first promotion, so they know, kind of have an idea of what usually happens. So that needs to go out. It is kind of late, and we apologize for it being late. We didn't get the green light from the district until last week to have promotion. We weren't sure what it was looking like. So this was the soonest that we could get it on the calendar. So we know it's not as much time as everybody would like, but it's the most time we can give. Normally the parent promotion committee has taken care of the decorations for promotion, and I believe the stage will be set up the night before, so you can come decorate the night before or very early in the morning. And this year it's going to be, if the parents choose to have an after promotion celebration. So it would be setting up, running the games, cleaning up, having a DJ, if you want to have a photo booth, whatever. If it's something that we can make happen with the public health guidelines, our answer is probably wants to be yes. We just have to make sure that it's
approved.
It's approved. I don't want to say, I don't want to be the one who always says no. So I'm sure that if we can make it work, we will try our very best to help you make it work. And so that's kind of it. Now, until we get a yes or no on food, we just have to put a hold on that so it might be the after promotion ceremony also includes providing some sort of box lunch for the kids, or maybe Kona ice, or some other treat. I don't know what that would look like. So again, we want to say yes, we just have to wait to make sure that we can say yes. And the only other, for the class gift, we do need to find someone who could put the tiles up at the front of the school and then actually grout the tiles from 2 years ago and this year as part of the gift. Which if anybody's handy, which I'm not, somebody could just do that and grout them, and that would be great. And the last one is, I know that people have mentioned it, like, are we doing yard signs? We did not do yard signs last year. We did t-shirts instead. And if parents want to get a yard sign, if there was a parent who is willing to take that on to find the company, design it, and then create some way for parents to order one. Misha can't afford to do both. And the t-shirt, I'll be honest with you, my son was a 5th grader last year, and it was like, do you want a t-shirt or a sign? He's like, what do I need a dumb yard sign for? We'll just throw it away later. I want the t-shirt. So that was my 6th grader's opinion. So the yard signs, we can't do both, and the t-shirts I think last longer. But if a parent wants to take that on, we can certainly do that. I actually asked a 5th grade teacher from Val who they used last year. She just hasn't gotten me a name back. And I tried to find some on the internet to give you suggestions. And I do have a quote from Spirit Hero or spiritwearhero.com, and they want $12.50 a sign. So I have that guy's contact information. But if there is a parent who wanted, or a parents who wanted to take that on, it could be something that parents can just buy and then we deliver. So it wouldn't be something, unless, because that's $12 that people may or may not be able to use. Like if they have apartments and they don't have front yards, they might not be able to use it. So that's, if parents want to buy it, they could. Okay, so 5th grade teachers, have I forgotten anything?
No, I think you did a pretty good job. Long-winded, but you did it.
I did it. Okay, so so what we're going to do now is we are going to answer all questions, and then we're going to I'm going to jump off, or I'll leave the meeting open, and then we're going to let the parents start talking about what they want to do. I did make something. Feel free to tweak it however you want. It was one of those things I literally did 5 minutes before the meeting. I kind of set up a sign-up sheet that we can push out to every 5th grader, every 5th grade family that can put their name in if they wanted to. Like the lead would be the person who's be contacting everybody. But people who are like, I can help with decorations, they can put their information in. I do need to add the Spanish translation so everybody can have access to it. But this is something that we can send to all families in case they didn't make the meeting and they want to sign up for something. So we could do that. But after we answer your questions, then the 5th grade teachers are going to hop off, and then parents get to talk about what they think is a good idea or their next steps. You can, and if you have any questions as it comes up, like, oh, we have a question, feel free to email your child's teacher directly, and then we can talk about them and get an answer to the promotion committee. I'm going to go ahead and stop share so I can read the chat. Okay. So if you have any questions in chat, doesn't look like anybody has. So questions. It doesn't look like anybody has any questions in chat. Okay. Are you typing it, or do you want to just ask the question? Oh,
I'll ask the question.
okay.
So you're talking about, just so I understand, and I can't remember, so forgive me, is the last day of school graduation day?
Yes.
Okay, so when you're talking about, so you've mentioned like a 10:30 to
12:50. Yeah.
12:50, and that's after graduation or before?
That would be, so my envision is promotion goes from 8:30 to 9:30. The 5th graders would go back to class.
Okay.
And then from 9:30 to 10:30, that would give the promotion, that would give the promotion committee time to flip it, because they're gonna have to take down chairs, and the stage won't be able to be moved, but maybe a DJ could be on the stage. I don't know, just saying maybe.
Okay, so then you're talking about for the potential box lunch, maybe not, maybe, or potential activities or stations would be just in that 2-hour time period.
Well, it's 2 hours, so it's 10:30 to 12:50, so it's 2 hours
Okay.
and 20 minutes. And we can build, their lunch is at 12:50, so we can just extend it if we get permission to eat. Even, you know what, honestly, if they couldn't eat, we could still have them eat separately on the field anyway with their lunches anyway, so we could do that. And we could just extend it as part of their lunchtime. So really, you're looking at 10:30 to 1:25.
Okay, and are you saying that any activity we choose to do at Mary Silvera has to be also okayed and approved by the other schools?
No, only the food.
Got it.
Like Val was under the impression that we had already booked an okayed a Kona ice truck, and I'm like, and Bjorn was like, "Did you do that?" I'm like, No, I don't think so. Like, cause I had texted him just on my own and be like, could we do Kona Ice? And he's like, apparently we already are. I'm like, what? So, so no, until we, so if we're allowed to do Kona Ice, then all the other schools would have to do, would be allowed to, they don't have to, but we have to make sure that we're, allowed to do that.
Just being equitable across the school.
Yes. Yeah. But it's like, if you guys decide like whatever activities, they don't have to be approved. It's only the eating thing that we have to make sure that we're on the same guidelines. Because if we allowed Kona Ice and the other two schools didn't, and it got back, because we're a very small community, that wouldn't like anybody look good. So, you know, that would cause some division and we don't want that. So.
Yeah, got it. Makes sense. Thank you.
Other questions. I'm getting some questions about the virtual academies students. Virtual academy students are participating in promotion, and then Mr. Rimmers was going to reach out to Mrs. Tanner and discuss the other options. I'm not really sure. That's what he said to say. So, but they are invited to the promotion. They will be, their names will be on the t-shirts. They are having tiles that are being made. Their class will, if they have a speaker, their class will give a speech. So we're including them as much as we can, and Mr. Rimmers will address the other issues. I don't actually know that answer, but he's a great person to ask. The date is June 10th. Promotion starts at 8:30. Parents will have to check in. So parents are going to be there. I have a feeling we're going to have a line at 7:30. And then they will be actually escorted to their spot because we can't do that. So it would be June 10th from 8:30 to 9:30. And it's a normal school day. So they would get out at 2 o'clock. I think we get out. I think so. I think we're going to 2. I'm not sure. But we can do that. It's not like the 5th grade teachers are going to have anything planned for them. It's going to be whatever promotion is. So any other questions on the message? So Misha does not fund promotion. Promotion is pretty much fundraised through the 5th grade families. I meant to ask if we had any leftover money, but I will do that. And if we do have any leftover money in the 5th grade promotion account, we could certainly roll it over to give you that little cushion. But usually anywhere from in the year, so this is my 9th year. Usually the ask is anywhere from $30 to $50 from each family, and it's a donation. So some people do and some people don't. And then that's what the monies are based on. Because we don't have to rent the pool, that's a huge expense off the shoulder. So I don't think it's going to need to be that much of an ask. And since Misha is paying for the t-shirts, we don't have to include that in the cost. And since the tiles were free, it was leftover clay. That part of the class gift isn't something that's going to be a cost that the promotion committee has to incur. And it looks just based on names, there are at least a few parents on here who have been through promotion. So you know the budget that I'm talking about, but I will find out if we have any money that we can start with. But this is not a Misha funded event. It's funded by the families. We don't, in normal past years, usually like with the talent show, there's the snack bar that the 5th grade families run and they get that money, but we don't really ever fundraised for. I mean, we have done like ice cream sales and stuff, but our popsicle sales and every once in a while, but generally speaking, it's based on parent donation. So the good news is a lot of the stuff that we would have to pay for is kind of already taken care of. So it's really just what the stations look like. But like a jumpy house would be something that the 5th grade promotion, the families would have to pay for. The dress code for promotion is, we usually tell them what they wear to a fancy event, like a wedding, like a family wedding or something like that, like not super fancy. They don't have to wear tuxedos or fancy dresses. We want them to look nice, and however they choose to do that, as long as it's school appropriate and they can walk in the shoes. Like we tell students not to wear shoes that are this high because they will fall and it will not be pleasant. I mean, they are expected to follow the school dress code within that. So, you know, they can't have strapless dresses because we don't allow that in the dress code, and they have to make sure that they're wearing not a t-shirt that's not appropriate, you know. So there is some things we talk to the 5th graders a lot about what that looks like.
Almost like picture day nice, because they're going to have a bunch of pictures taken.
Yeah.